Hey everybody, CokeMan250 here. I was kind of hesitant to make this video, but it's been kind of eating on me. So there's a couple things I'd like to talk to you about. One of them is the grocery stores. You know, we talked about it a little bit in my last video, but most grocery stores run on a day supply inventory. And they try to build that up to about a 2.5 or 3 day supply inventory. That's if nobody stocked anything. That's how long the store could last with the average daily rate of sales. And you know, that's taking high points and low points and averaging them out. So that's the ordering system they go off of. That's how they know how much pallets of paper goods to put out. That's how they know how much bags of flour to put on the shelf, because they're building up to that 2.5, 3 day supply. So when you get a run like this, it depletes pretty quick. And if every store is getting depleted, then they're upping their orders. They're jacking those orders way up. And it's the same thing with warehouses. Warehouses keep in stock an average rate daily sales or order. So that means however many times that store gets an order, that's how much those people keep in stock as an average. So then all these stores start pumping their orders up. I mean, just dropping the hammer, right? And then the warehouse can't keep up. And you start getting shorted. And then to refill the warehouses is what takes time. And then on top of restocking the warehouses, then you got to restock the stores. So it's never stopping. They're just behind. So where manufacturers used to have big warehouses full of their product as a surplus, and then they would fill orders, and they'd still have these big stocks, or they would keep filling the warehouse from this end and stocking stuff from this end, and it never depletes. They always have this huge amount. Well, to free up cash flow, all these businesses have lowered their inventory, because all this technology that we have nowadays tells everybody how much this store sells, how much that store sells, how much this warehouse sends out over a period of time, and that's what they go off of. Averages, sales averages. So it's not like they're stopping manufacturing. It's not like they're stopping stocking or anything like that. They're just a little behind. They will catch up. I do see it slowing down in grocery stores a little bit, and I'm not sure if that's because everybody's stocked up good, or they have run out of money. So I'm not sure. I do know that big grocer chains are expecting there to be 3 waves. We just saw the first wave of panic buying. Now we're going to see the people who panic because the panic buyers bought everything out. So then you got second wave. That's the wave of people who didn't buy anything because, you know, they were making fun of the panic buyers. But then these people now are in a situation where, I knew these people were panicking, but now that the stores are empty, what do? So that's wave 2. Clean it out again. And then wave 3 will be right before something goes into effect. Now, that's something that I really didn't want to touch on much. I have my own thoughts on events in a timeline on how I see them laying out, and I've been pretty up to date so far. So with the Patriot Act and all that after 9/11, the national emergency policies and procedures were ramped up a lot. And it gives elected officials, our leaders, a lot of power in these types of situations. A lot of power that normally they wouldn't have because of the Constitution. So right now we're in a special time frame to almost where it's a fine line, and they can cross over into your rights, is what it comes down to. And I'm not saying this to scare you, but I'm saying some situations have special circumstances, and this is one of them. And so, you know, if you've been keeping up with a lot of stuff, I've been trying to keep up with some of this stuff as it unfolds, and not to scare myself, not to scare anybody. I've been telling a few people. I don't like telling many people because I feel like it does scare them, and I don't want to scare people. But the events that I've been seeing unfold, you had Ohio close down all the restaurants and bars in their state. And these are executive orders that are signed by the governor of these states. Illinois banned ammo, gun, and alcohol sales on Sunday morning. And Monday morning, Louisiana, same executive order. They banned guns, ammo, and alcohol in their state. And then San Francisco's on a 3-week total lockdown where the only time you can go leave your house is for a doctor's appointments, grocery store, and to get food and medicine. And in the next 48 hours, if not sooner, we're probably going to see New York going on total lockdown. So there's a track record of events here that we all know where, or if you start putting it together, you know where it's leading. So you're going to have, you can't have some states implementing things like this and not all. Or it kind of gets out of dysfunctional, if you will. So my guess is the first 10 days of a national emergency are a pretty crucial time period. That's when you're going to see events taking place each day and getting a little more harsh or strict. And I think somewhere around the 23rd-ish of March, and this is just my opinion, that we're going to see kind of a total lockdown scenario. Now, to ease your mind on that, because it doesn't sound good, okay? And to ease your mind a little bit, the president has assured us that grocery stores, pharmacies, and doctors will all still be open and available for you to get your medicine, get your food, go to your doctor's appointments. But other than that, it'll be shut down. Now, we see a lot of stuff that's going on in Italy right now. And, you know, this virus, am I scared to get it? I'm not scared to get it. I'm not really scared for anybody in my family. But I do have people that I'm afraid. The elderly are susceptible to it. And, you know, I don't want to be giving it to them. I don't want to be causing them. Pops Quest did a VR video to somebody the other day. And he talked a little bit about this. And though I differ in opinion on a few things he said, I do agree with him that I don't want to know that I'm the person that gave it to somebody who died. So, you know, me and my family, we're going to keep as least contact as we can. You know, we're not going to live in fear. We're not going to be scared. We're going to spend family time together. Now, I'm still going to work. Of course, the kids are out of school. My wife's a teacher, so she's not going to work. She is working some from home, doing some AMI things and stuff for school. But I'm still going to work. And while I'm out there, I can kind of get a read on things. I see people. I do see things getting thinner. Less people on the roads. Less people in town. You know, and truth be known, it's probably not a bad thing. You know, tell you the truth, it probably wouldn't hurt folks to stay home with their family a little bit. Spend some quality time with them. You know, take that for in a fast-paced life that we live in with all the technology, to just spend some time with your family. And I know everybody's got a phone and a tablet and they're playing games and social media and all that. I get that. But you're sitting in the same room with your family. You're hanging out with them. You're chilling. You know? So take it, be positive with it. You know, I mean, it ain't got to be end of the world. It ain't got to be dreadful, you know. I do feel we're going to come out of this. And I do feel that, you know, we got good leadership right now in the country. And I think that, you know, there's situations where, you know, yeah, we pay a lot of taxes, you know, and I think it's one of them times where they're going to take care of us. You know, they're talking about writing some stimulus checks and stuff. And to tell you the truth, I ain't going to lie to you, I'm all for it, you know. I believe when you got an entity that you've elected, an entity being the government, and you've elected these people to make choices for you and to do this and that, and you know, in a time of need, they're the association that, you know, kicks in and helps fortify something. Now, do I think you should be reliant on the government to take care of you? Not at all. I think you should be self-reliant. I think you should have independence and be able to take care of yourself and your family. But in circumstances like this, am I opposed to it? Send me a check. I'm a hard-working man. I ain't got time to fight about politics all the time. I ain't got time. You know, I do what I can to take care of my family, but I also work. I go to church. I have faith in God. And when it comes down to it, you know, I don't rely on the government for anything. You know, and everybody can be down on the government all they want, and I understand it's not what it used to be, but you know, maybe they'll throw us a little, you know, little something, and we do have one of the best militaries in the world. You know, we need to be praying for those men and women who are abroad, and thanking them for their sacrifice and their, you know, putting their families on hold and stuff to take care of us, and fight for our freedoms, to serve our country. But yeah, you know, you guys, I'm just going to ask you guys, President Trump, I seen a thing where President Trump asked for the American people to pray about this and the situation our country's in. And I'm going to ask the same thing. We need to be praying about this diligently. We need to be praying that it'll go away and it won't have economic effects long term. We need to be praying for those small business owners. We need to be praying for our nurses, our first responders, our police officers. We need to be praying for our country leaders. You know, could you imagine being in a situation, in this situation, in high leadership right now? I can only imagine the amount of sleep, though, that Trump's getting right now. The president, you know, I have no doubt in my mind that he don't care about this country and the people in it. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there against that, and I'll tell you, you can see it in his eyes. The bags under his eyes will tell you that he's worrying about it. And you know what I say about somebody that worries about something? That's what I like. It shows character, and it shows they care and have a passion for it. So be praying. Be praying for them. Be praying for your friends, your family, the elderly. Be praying and growing your relationship closer to God and closer to your family in this time. If you're off work, don't let it get you down. And I understand there's some situations out there, there's a lot of people it's going to affect, and there's a lot of stress in our country right now. But I'm going to urge you to pray. If it's really bothering you, it's really getting you down, read God's word and pray. And let God fill you with peace, because God created everything. And with God on our side, who shall we fear? And not just who, replace that with what. What shall we fear? The creator of everything is with us. If you talk to him, all you got to do is ask. So I tried to throw out a few things that I think is going to happen. I tried to also be positive and ease some of the tension and fear. Don't let it bother you. There are situations I understand that people are going through right now that's hard, and it's trying, stressful times. But rely on God, lean on your friends, and if you do know friends that are going through this, let them know that you're there for them. I think in this time frame, as a lot of my subscribers are in a preparedness mindset. And I think in a time like this, if you are prepared, you're going to be more at peace than anybody, and you're going to be calm and collective. And you should try to make the ones around you calm and collective. Give them peace of mind. Help them to weather the storm. And help them if need be with resources. Now I'm not, help them, and then help them to use this as a learning curve to change their lifestyle a little bit so that they don't have to feel like this again in their lifetime, so that they will be a little more prepared themselves. And it makes things a whole lot easier. But I'll tell you, the most important way you can prepare for anything like this is to know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And that needs to be something you're looking at if he's not. So I'm going to leave it there. Don't let it get you down, folks. Look at the positive. Make lemonade out of the lemons we're given. And if you don't have the sugar to make the lemonade, I'm sure you got a prepper neighbor. But guys, put in the comments down below some of the things that you worry about, some of the things that you see going to happen. Throw some stuff in there, how you're feeling. But as always, this is Coke Man 250 from the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless everybody, and remember, prep smarter and pray harder.